why do we wear Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin in addition to our Rashi Tefillin?
Understand that from a perspective of halacha, there's absolutely no reason to put on Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin. The halacha is like Rashi. It's very simple. The rabbis argued, and Rashi won. Rashi and the Rambam say you're supposed to put on the pashas like we do it in Rashi Tefillin, and that's it. The whole idea of following an opinion, which is non-halachic, is a strange thing. You cannot say that you're following the other opinion in case Rashi is wrong. That's kfireh. The halacha is like Rashi. Rashi is right. There's no need for Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin. So the whole concept of wearing additional pairs of tefillin is not about being extra frum. It's because there's mysticism behind these. In Kabbalah, they explain that the different ways of doing tefillin are different spiritual levels. In fact, it says in Chassidus that the reason you don't make a bracha on Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin. Now, of course, in halacha, you don't make a bracha on Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin because you're not mechuyev to put Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin. You make a bracha on Rashi, make a bracha on Rabbeinu Tam, becomes a shayla bracha levatala. But in Chassidus and Kabbalah, it says you don't make a bracha on Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin, quote, because they're higher than a bracha. So it's a Kabbalistic idea with a spiritual and mystical significance. So to be sure, it should be limited to mystical and spiritual people. Every person putting on a Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin, what does he have to do with Kabbalah? So there's two sides to this. One side of it is that a person should raise himself to a level where he's worthy of having connection to mystical ideas and put on a Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin. But that wouldn't justify bar mitzvah boys putting on a Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin. It would only justify a person putting on a Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin when he reached a certain level of maturity, a certain level of wisdom, a certain level of awareness. The Rebbe changed all that when he said that bar mitzvah boys should start being a Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin, and even before bar mitzvah they put on a Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin. And the Rebbe made reference to Kabbalah Sfarim, to the Kamarne, who says that now it's halachic. Once the Arizal Paskin, that you should wear a Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin, you have to wear a Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin. And the Kamarne lived a couple of hundred years ago, and yet it wasn't until our Rebbe in 1975 or 76 introduced it that bar mitzvah boys should put on a Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin. So the other way of looking at it is that we live in the age of Achei V'achel, Achei V'ishti, that we do it even though we're not worthy. And the argument is, it's a good thing, do it. What about your lack of readiness and worthiness? You'll do it, that'll help you become ready. In other words, you'll be more Jewish by doing more good deeds rather than doing less good deeds. Even when we're not worthy and not deserving, we do it anyway. But this is still a responsible thing. You don't just adapt concepts from Kabbalah because you say, well, I'm on a lower level, I can use more help. The Rebbe takes this achrayas. And when it comes to Shemush Rabba and Raiva, the Rebbe himself mentioned that the previous Rebbe, the Rebbe said, I wasn't going to wear the 4 pairs of tefillin until the previous Rebbe made me. And he said he purchased it for me and he commissioned it so that people should know who it was for. And the Rebbe said that to put on 4 pairs of tefillin, you need guf naki b'yeseh. You need an incredibly pure body. This is in the Sichas the Rebbe said during the week of Shiva for the Frierdiker Rebbe. It's in the Sofer L'Kudah Sichas Chelik Beis. And so the Rebbe put on 4 pairs of tefillin. And in fact, he mentions the Seder of 4 pairs of tefillin in the Hayom Yom. The Rebbe said, I asked permission from the previous Rebbe and he allowed me to publicize it. But these are the kinds of things that you can't learn one thing from another. You can't say, well, if this is Kabbalistic and this is Kabbalistic, and I can do this Kabbalistic thing, so I can do this Kabbalistic thing. It doesn't work that way, because when it comes to Kabbalah, even though we think we're all experts, because mutual ignorance somehow amounts to everybody knowing, there's a letter from the Rebbe Rashab to the Radzinir about the Tchelis, about the blue of the tzitzis, where the Radzinir wrote to the Rebbe Rashab that in his opinion we should put on the Tchelis now that he found the Tchelis and so on. So the Rebbe Rashab said to him, Pi Kabbalah, there's no Tchelis b'zman hazeh. So he wrote back to the Rebbe Rashab and he said, for the same reason there's no Tchelis nowadays, there shouldn't be Shalosh Tefillin, because it's Kabbalistically the same thing. So the Rebbe Rashab says, and in Yonim of Kabbalah you cannot compare one thing to another, because you don't understand it at all. So Rabbeinu Tam Teffilin is a Kabbalistic idea. And in this case, the Rebbe says, do it even though you're not worthy, because we're the generation of action. Chatei V'achel, Chatei V'ishti. When it comes to Rabbeinu Tam, Shemush Rabba, and the Shemush Rabba of Rabbeinu Tam, Raiva, the Rebbe didn't say it. So a Chacham is going to come along and think, well, listen, another Maise. When it comes to these kinds of things, you can't make comparisons. If the Rebbe told us, we do it. If the Rebbe didn't tell us expressly, we do exactly what our parents did.